What's going on, y'all? This is Mike Brown, and I just wanted to welcome y'all to this week's episode of The Art of Letting Go. While I have your attention, please be sure to subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to it. Leave a comment. Let people know what you think. Let me know what you think. I have a phone line where you can reach out to me. Also, through Anchor, you can hit me up. Ask a question. We have a new segment in the podcast called Ask Me a Question, and I would love to hear from y'all about anything. So hit me up and enjoy the show. Peace. Yo, what up? This is Mike Brown, and this is The Art of Letting Go. It's my fourth time trying to record this episode, y'all. The first time I tried recording it, I felt really all over the place. Second time I tried recording it, I had that yoga dude on the show. Shout out to that yoga dude. And the memory card ran out of memory. So I had to buy another memory card. Third time I tried to record it, I went to Echo Park and recorded about 12 minutes of audio that didn't even record. The audio never recorded. So if third time's a charm, fourth time must be a diamond. I don't know. Oh, man, I'm happy to be here. It's been a minute since I recorded a new episode with just myself. It's been a lot happening, y'all. And I'm happy to be recording at home and just talking to y'all in a way of just like, like it's just me and you. So that's how I'm going to run this one. But, yeah, man, a lot has been happening since the last time we caught up. We did the Spotify thing. Shout out to Spotify for making me a part of their campaign that they were working on last month. It was really dope. It was really fun. Really just showed me just so much of my next steps. And I really feel like a magician right now. I really do, because everything I want is just coming to me. And it's both exciting and uncomfortable because it's making it hard to work at my job, at my day job, my quote unquote day job. Man, yeah, last week I really thought about quitting twice. Like, I got 2.5 months left. I'm really trying to follow through with what I said to myself at the beginning of the year, because I knew at the very beginning of the school year I wasn't supposed to be at school. But I told myself, hey, let's finish this year out. Let's finish strong, and then we move on. And I let my job know that I wasn't returning next school year. And in that, it's been putting a lot on my mind. It's been making me just think, like, if I know I'm not going to be here, why still be here? And I do feel like I'm here for a reason. When I'm at the school, I see how, the kids connect to me, and even the stuff that I'm teaching, I see how it brings value to their lives, and brings value to me as well, because it feels good to teach them something that is valuable to me, and they enjoy it and get something out of it, and but it's been challenging. Shout out to all the people that work in education, especially the people that are in the classrooms, teachers, TAs, everybody that's serving kids lunch, whatever it is that you do in education, shout out to you. But yeah, the behavior stuff is really hard right now, and it's exhausting. And it pulls away from me doing stuff that is valuable to me outside of that space, like this podcast. I'm recording this the morning of releasing it, and usually I try to be ahead, and maybe this may be a different way of doing it, because there have been times where I've recorded the same day and felt really good about it, but there's just so many things that I want to do. I'm looking at my TV right now. I can't even watch TV because I have probably a million post-it notes, maybe not a million, but I got post-it notes covering my entire TV, and I can't watch it right now because I got shit that I want to do in my life, and it's getting challenging. Sometimes I get home and I don't want to do shit. Sometimes I just want to go to sleep, and that doesn't feel good to me. And I'm trying to find some balance in looking at what that looks like for me. And, it may mean cutting back on some of the time that I'm giving to my job. Because I don't know if I'm, like I said, last week, I had that feeling of just wanting to quit, but I don't know if it's the time yet. It doesn't feel like it's time to go. It feels like it's time to adjust, but it doesn't feel like it's time to just go. Like I said, I got 2.5 months left, and I really want to finish these 2.5 months out and then move on with my life. But yeah, it's challenging. It's challenging. So challenging. And I see where I want to go, and I'm very clear on where I want to go. It took a minute. I'm not gonna say that I just was like, once I did what I did, I was just ready to step in. And by the way, let me say this and be clear. I'm still independent with this podcast and shit. I know shit be looking good and looking big, but we gonna keep it real. I'm still independent. I'm still doing this by myself. I'm the Master P of motherfucking podcasting. Just wanted to talk shit real quick. But, aside from that, man, I do want to grow in podcasting. Granted, it didn't start that way. This was definitely passion and, a space of expression. But now that I see that, it is a valuable asset of mine, I want to grow it. I'm not going to front. And I'm seeing how to do that. And to go from, like I said, working with Spotify one day to being on a billboard the next day to going back to a classroom the day after that, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It almost felt like I lived my dream for 2 weeks and then I went back to some alternate reality, and I'm ready to step out of that one and go back into what the fuck felt real. It felt natural. It felt so natural to be there. And I told myself that I want more of this, and I still want to work with kids. And, not in that way, not in the classroom. The classroom is exhausting. But I would like to, and I've said that here before, and I really want y'all to know that that is what I'm going to do, what I am doing right now. But I'm going to create content for kids. I'm going to teach podcasting to kids. This space has been so helpful in my growth, so helpful in my communication with people, with, my awareness of myself and just communicating my feelings and being vulnerable, that, I wish I had a tool early in my life to express myself. But because I didn't, I'm able to give it to somebody else. So that's the next project that I'm working on, is teaching kids podcasting as a tool for some social and emotional expression. So, if y'all know anybody, connect with me. If you want to help me out with that, definitely connect with me, because, man, I don't know where I would be without this.
It's James Woods, aka that yoga dude, with Feel Free to Feel Free. Taking a breath to reset, restart, return. Allowing the breath to relax my body, releasing the tension from the upper back all the way down to the lower back. Breathing into my chest and down into my belly. And exhale, relaxing and releasing. Deep breath in. And a long, slow exhale. Returning my mind, my body, and my spirit back to a place of calm, peace, restart, reset. Each and every breath giving me permission to go back to that place of calm. Deep inhale fills the belly. Exhale, just letting it go. 2 more deep breath. And as always, feel free to feel free, and namaste. Peace.
But yeah, and also, I want to grow this show. I want to grow this show, and I want to produce more podcasts. I do, and I'm going to. I'm starting a new show with the homie Crenshaw. We working towards making that happen. I want to produce other people's shows. I really am passionate about this and making it grow. So I'm also need y'all to support my Patreon. I just started a Patreon. It is limitless, not even just in podcasting, but it's so many ways to be able to do what you want to do. And I'm exploring them all. And I also know that I don't know it all. So, we are a community. We're building a community with this podcast. And, if y'all support the Patreon, I would love your support in some of the decision making that I'm making, with growing this podcast, because a goal of mine, I want 50,000 people to hear this podcast. And I know it's not overnight, and it's not for clout. It's not for nothing other than I'm just curious about what the journey is going to be like between today and 50,000 people hearing this podcast. And I would love y'all supporting that too. But I'm also trying to find somebody that I would want to work with that sees the vision of what I'm creating and want to help me grow that. And it's scary to trust people with your children. I get it. My podcast, my art, those are my children. And it's hard for me to I don't know if it's necessarily give up control, but it's hard to trust that somebody would give it what I'm giving. And not that they're supposed to, but I guess I would know, I'm thinking about it as I'm talking, but I guess I would just know if somebody is fitting what I would like for them to do. I had to get off this one, y'all. I had to get off this one. I know I'm kind of all over the place. Couldn't go into work today. My fucking car battery died. And, I'm blessed to be able to, afford to be able to take care of that. I really am. Because I remember times of just stressing shit like that. So it's cool to be here today. And, I'm going with the flow of life. I'm creating a lot of what I want. Like I said, I feel like I'm a magician. And every time I've been saying something lately, that shit has been coming to me, and it's been coming to me fast. And I think it's because I believe the shit. I believe in myself. I believe in myself so much right now. And that is why I do want to take that leap and just fully trust that I could do this shit. I've been doing this, man, for at least, and not just the podcast. I'm just saying, like, trusting my creativity and being afraid of it, trusting it, being afraid of it. Probably since I was 18 years old, 19 or whenever, maybe like 19. And it's been that. It's been, okay, let's make beats full time. Okay, that's scary. We might not be able to do it. Let's get a job. Okay, fuck that. Let's try it again. All right, let's get a job. Okay, let's do this. Let's stop. And it's been this stop and go. And I'm ready to let that shit go. I'm ready to let go of the fear of control, like, and when I say the fear of control, I'm talking about the fear of controlling my own life and really believing that I could do this shit because I can. Like, I've seen the results. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I have done everything up to this point without and still, like, moving forward with no back end, no nothing. Like, I don't have no machine behind me. This is just fucking work. You know what I'm saying? And it don't feel easy all the time. It's days I don't want to do this shit. It is. But I believe in something that just won't let me stop. It won't let me stop. And I appreciate y'all being on this journey with me too, because y'all make me not want to stop as well. And I feel those moments, it always just feels like somebody just randomly reaches out to me or some shit and just tell me how this shit makes them feel, or, just that they see what I'm doing. And like I said, is when you in it, you don't really be thinking about all that shit. You just be in it, and I be in it. And, it's so, man, when I seen that billboard, just to keep it real with y'all, it was cool, but it just felt like a checkpoint. It was just like, okay, I'm doing the right things. Keep going. And I just remember going back to work and was just like, this ain't it. This ain't it. And it wasn't about being on the billboard. What really stood out to me more than anything was being in that studio and recording, like, really doing what the fuck I want to do, and it didn't feel like work. And I was there every day. It was a 4-day fucking free studio, just a studio for me to use. They wasn't looking for nothing from me or nothing. They just wanted me to record freely. And I spent every day at that studio, recorded 4 episodes. And to have that kind of time to be able to just do what I want to do without having to focus on anything else, which it was crazy is, I had work and everything, but it wasn't on my mind. I wasn't thinking about it. I just was really focused on what my mission was being there over everything. And yeah, just being in that space and being that focus has really made me look at everything that I want in life and, shift into focus on that. Taking a break again from smoking weed. February I didn't smoke weed at all. And I saw all the shit I accomplished off of that. And feeling like it's that time again. Because it's some plays I want to put in place before the school year ends. So, with all of that being said, I need y'all help. And it could be in the smallest way to the largest way. If you just share this podcast with people, that's helpful. If you leave comments wherever you're listening to this podcast, I know a lot of people listen on Apple. Shout out to all the Apple podcast listeners. But there's a section where you can let people know what you think about the podcast. Like if you like it, let people know. If you don't like it, let people know. Just talk about the shit, because the more you talk about it, the more fucking traffic is going to go there. And that's just keeping it real with y'all. Like, shit, y'all got me this far. Real shit. Y'all got me this far, and I'm clear now on how we could keep going. So, like I said, I want to start working with some other people so I could really focus on the creative side of things. So, I am uncomfortable asking people to do things for me for free, but I know that there are people that would do shit for free, because I've done shit for free. Shit, I was doing shit for free last year, just off love. So, if anybody wants to build with me, man, please reach out. If you know somebody, and that's not me saying also that I'm trying to look for everything for free. Like, if it's within budget for me, then I can make it work. But I'm looking for somebody to take over the social media of this podcast. I'm looking for somebody to, and when I say take over, like really running the page, creating the post, and trust me, I was supporting all of this as well. But just somebody else to help me out with some of that stuff. And also somebody, and it could be the same person, but somebody to help me grow this thing. Like I said, I want to get to 50,000 listeners of this podcast. Maybe in 2 years. I mean, that feels long. In my head, that feels long. Fuck, we just went through a 2-year pandemic. So maybe a year and a half from today. So I'm going to write that down. But 50,000 listeners, that's where we're trying to go. And last but not least, there's always that financial component if you want to support in that way. And, like I said, that will go towards paying some people to help me grow this thing. But Anchor does this monthly donation thing where you set your price, and it's as low as $1, as high as $20, where you can subscribe to the podcast. Like you can subscribe for free, but if you want to support financially, you can subscribe. Also, Patreon. I just started a Patreon, and I think I have $3 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month. I think that's the 3 packages that I did, and I am going to focus more of the content there. So, and connecting with the community. So, we'll do a weekly conversation on Sundays, maybe for like an hour, and just, as a community build, maybe have a topic from the episode of the week, or, if you subscribe to the Patreon, we could vote on what the topic will be for that Sunday session. I'm going to give some bonus episodes of the podcast, some unreleased ones. So those 3 or those 2 that did record and didn't work out, you may get those. Also, like a bonus episode with a topic of your choice. I want to involve y'all more in the show. And I got some more stuff on there. You just have to check out the Patreon. It's the Art of Letting Go podcast on Patreon. But also, if you go to theartoflettinggopodcast.com, there's a link that'll take you there. Merch. Merch is always an amazing way to support. I'm trying to come out with some cooler stuff. I like the stuff I have now, but I feel like time for some new stuff. But yeah, stickers there. It's mugs, t-shirts. I got some other stuff coming as well. But man, any way y'all can support, it's always appreciated. Yeah, man. That might be all I have for y'all today. I appreciate y'all just listening to me. I always need that ear. I always need to hear myself say some shit out loud. And yeah, I didn't have any questions this week, but if y'all have questions, comments, anything, man, leave me a voicemail or send me a message, and I definitely will get it on the show because I really like hearing from y'all and engaging with y'all. So thank y'all for tuning in. This is Mike Brown, and this is The Art of Letting Go. Peace. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode of The Art of Letting Go. If you like what you heard, please be sure to subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to it. Also, leave a comment. Let people know what you think. Let me know what you think. I have a new segment on the show called Ask Me a Question, where you guys get to ask me a question about anything. I love to hear from you. You can send me a message. You can go to theartoflettinggopodcast.com and type it in, or you can send me a voicemail. I would prefer a voicemail so I can play it on the show. That phone number is 213-394-2773. Also, you can hit me up on Anchor and leave a voicemail there. Thank you guys for tuning in.